Welcome to another Multifamily Collective. This is the May 26, 2026 entry of the Multifamily Operations Daily Huddle, why every lease expiration is a strategic conversation. Opens like this: a lease expiration report was printed and filed, and the 32 residents on it who have not heard from anyone. So here is the setting. 32 residents who are up for renewal, and none of them have heard from anybody on the property. The lease expiration report is a list of conversations you have not had yet. Every day you wait, one of them becomes a notice to vacate. Renewal strategy in high-performance multifamily properties begins before move-out, not 90 days before the expiration, because the relationship that makes the resident willing to renew market rate is built over the entire lease term, to include prior to them even showing up to your property in the first place. When they look through your marketing material and made a decision to come and visit you, that was the start of the renewal process. Every expiration on the board represents a resident who has been calculating, consciously or not, whether the value of the stay exceeds the cost of the friction of moving. In other words, is it better to stay here, or should I make the investment to move, even though it's going to cost me a lot of money, time, and resource, because the experience wasn't that great? Now, there are other reasons people move, but if it is controllable, they'll make the decision based on that experience and the investment they have to make to move. Good operational tools surface expiration data, the resident service history, engagement signals, and market pricing context. The leader who uses it all collect all your data. And a proactive renewal conversation is operating in a different league than the one who simply sends the renewal notice, whether that be by email, or if you're very, very, very old school, you're posting renewals on the doors. Hope you're not doing that anymore. 32 names filed, 12 sent to a notice vacate, 12 turned in their notice vacate before anyone called them. Each one of the conversations that never happened. In other words, nobody talked to them. Pick up the phone before the data becomes a vacancy report. The renewal is not a transaction. It's the conclusion of a relationship your team built or didn't. So here's the discussion. Pull up all of your lease expirations happening in the next 120 days and have a conversation about each one of the individuals on that list. And then assign ownership to everyone on your team. Divide them by the number of people on your team and start making phone calls, or start walking over and knocking on doors and just striking up a conversation to see how their experience is. And if their experience is less than wonderful, address it immediately so that you have a better chance of renewing that person on a go forward. Take care. We'll see you in here tomorrow.